Good morning, good morning. Welcome to today's live feed, which is a special edition this morning. We are going to focus more on the more senior members of my community this morning because we are going to do what we're calling the Wise Elders Qigong, which is basically the same as what we do every single morning, but it's a little more gentle and it's a little bit more aimed towards people who aren't able to kind of like leap around quite as much and their mobility might be slightly impaired. They might feel very tired. Good morning, everyone. And they might just feel that they need to take this class a little bit more gently. And that's why I wanted to just do one class and get it up onto the IGTV grid so that I can really show you how you can make the most of these brilliant exercises, no matter what state of health and fitness and age indeed that you are. So today we're going to go through the same exercises. So regulars, I know you know how to make these exercises slightly more vigorous, and I will show you indeed how to do that anyway, but I'm going to give particular attention to being a little bit more sedentary and a little bit more gentle. So I have my stool with me for today, so we're going to start. We're a tiny bit early today, so I'm going to just take the class, excuse me, just slightly slower, okay? Jules, I know, is here. Thank you, Jules. So anybody who's watching this right now who is tired, you've got like health issues where your energy levels are low, you might struggle sleeping, you might have impaired mobility, you might just not have very much energy. Any of those people, this is the class for you, okay? Because what it's going to do is we're going to build you up like grassroots, slowly but surely. An analogy that I really like is if you imagine your body is like a big glass jar, okay? And every single day that you practice this with me, just put one marble into the jar every day, every day. And you're not going to notice anything drastically different to your jar after, say, 2 or 3 days. But if you keep doing it, you'll start to notice that things will start to shift. And that's what happens with Qigong. Qigong, just to give you the little bit of background, because there's always new people, is this wonderful healing exercise. It's based on Qi, which is life force, and Gong, which means practice. So it means life force practice. And it's literally like eating food, because there are 2 ways to bring life force into the body. One is through breath, and the other is through food. But breath is the most powerful. Breath is the #1 healing modality for the body. So put away all your misconceptions about what you should and shouldn't be eating. Of course, we need to eat a healthy diet, but never mind that. The most important thing you need to be doing is using oxygen as an opportunity to strengthen and heal the body. And the other thing that we need to be aware of in this class is that the energy or the life force of the body is created here, which is called the Dantian. It's the energetic center of the body. So there's a lot of these exercises. I'm going to ask you throughout the class to basically smile down into the lower Dantian, the energetic center. And then what you'll start to notice is a rather potent and lovely combination of breath, relaxation, stretching, movement, and pleasure. I mean, what a lovely idea. Most of us have grown up as a generation of people who sort of drag ourselves sort of like kicking and screaming off to the gym at like 6 in the morning. And actually, with these classes, you can just stumble out of bed and we are going to smile and we're going to laugh and we're going to breathe. And this is what we're going to do. And slowly but surely, the marbles go into your jar and your body starts to strengthen, and this is what happens. So without further ado, of course, everybody that's used to this class, please go into the deeper movements. I will show them anyway, but this class is aimed specifically at people who are slightly at the more gentle or the more senior end of the class, so that they've got an IGTV grid for them to look at. So we're going to start with the shake. So the idea of the beginning of the class is we just need to get rid of stored sort of circulation, energetic patterns, tension, anything that's basically kind of getting stuck into the body that's settled overnight. Morning is the best time to practice Qigong. It's because the energy of the day is rising, it's yang, and it gives you the opportunity to draw in that lovely yang energy into the body. So we start with shaking. Now you can go as vigorously as you like you can really vibrate the body like this, but you can just sway. Swaying works too. You can sit. You can sit. What you need to do though is shake. Just allow the body to just ease out. This is fine. All we're looking to do is just get the movement moving into the body. You can take it all the way to quite vigorous as well. And then what we're going to do is we're going to add into this a nice outward breath because we want to get all of the stale oxygen out of the body. So we're going to breathe in and out. Breathe in and breathe in. And now for the rest of the class, please ensure that your breath is in and smile down into this dantian. We are happy in this class. I know we all bring the miseries of our life with us, but when we join together in this sort of 40 minutes, are enjoying the company of each other and enjoying these lovely movements. And the body does indeed enjoy what it is that we're giving it, okay? So it wants it. So you can go all the way to quite a major vibration and shake, but you can equally just shake like this. And I have to ask you to just work within common sense and the parameters of what you know is possible for yourself. So having done the shaking, then what we're going to do is move on to the tapper. So the tapper is the most amazing piece of kit, which is this here, very lightweight. So again, very easy if you're, oh, look at me, I didn't drop it. Woo! So basically, this is a very easy thing to do when you're fragile because it's very light. I mean, I'm trying to work out how heavy it is in comparison. I mean, probably 100 grams, maybe 200, but not very much. And therefore, it's the length of your arm. So it makes it very easy for you to access hard to reach areas. So here I'm showing you tapping on your chest, but you can tap, look how easy that is. And tapping your upper back. And best of all, of course, let's see if that works. Hang on, let me just move the camera down a bit. Whoop, there we go. So look how this, look. So if I'm sedentary and I can't move very much, like my father has a bad hip, so he swings his leg over in the morning, gets his tapper and taps all over his hip area before he then gets up. So the tapping is a really good thing for you to be able to do from a sedentary position or from when you're starting the morning, because often bodies feel very stiff. If they're weak or elderly, they feel a bit stiff first thing in the morning. Okay, so this is the time to do it. And the routine that we follow for your tapper is we start on the chest and then we go down the arm. Now I'm going quite percussively, but you can go very gently, very softly. And the thing is, when you need to go gently, you just go for longer. Okay, that's the thing. You just allow the body to just absorb this feeling. So the Chinese masters would tap their body like this for 20 minutes before and after exercise, because they have more time in those days. So they take their time. And the thing is, it feels nice. So this is a very nice thing for you to be able to do, sort of if you're just watching telly, sitting in bed. What it's doing is working with vibration as well as the breath. So when we're doing the tapping, we're breathing in and we're smiling down into our dantian because our bodies like it. Then we take the tap around the abdomen. Now, just to say that the tapper is a very useful piece of kit because it's got these lovely bamboo reeds and it means you can access the whole of the body very effortlessly. But if you don't have a tapper, please don't worry. We can just do exactly what I was showing you with a loosely clenched fist, okay? Loose. And if you're even more sensitive than that, you can just go with your fingertips. You'll still notice the vibration. If you just soften this all the way down, you'll still notice the vibration. And what you'll notice when you do these exercises very softly is tenderness. It's kind. It's really lovely to the body. The body goes, oh, this is really nice, thanks. And I was talking to a lady yesterday who wasn't very well, and half of the problem was she'd just not been allowed to give her body any kindness after the things that happened to her. She just had to kind of soldier on. And the body just needs a bit of love. And that's okay. So this is a very useful thing to just know how to do, that you don't have to wallop yourself and go completely nuts, okay? There you go, fragmented me. See, it does. It feels nice. It feels really kind. And just, even if you're one of the people that normally are just kind of going at the sort of the more intensive end of the class, just try it just for today, okay? When you're learning about this stuff, it's not calories in versus calories out, okay? I can't stress that enough. The number of people I see for weight loss, because I had to lose a huge amount of weight myself, so I feel like I'm a bit of an expert on this category now. But calories in versus calories out is not it. It's not. It is to start with, because it does work at the beginning, but then what happens is you weaken your metabolism. and then you just weaken the energy of the body, and then that makes it even harder to lose weight, and you become resistant to losing weight, which is what most people end up becoming. And then they come and see me, and then I tell them to do this, and guess what? It works. Why? Because by doing these lovely little movements, we are just strengthening the energy of the body. Qigong, life force practice, it's strengthening everything up. And when you're young and strong, your metabolism's strong, which means you can eat more, as long as you're eating the right things. I mean, obviously don't eat a rubbishy diet, that goes without saying, but we can address diets in the fact sheets and things, and it's all in the book. But just allow yourself to breathe and smile and love your body, and add in a walk, add in Aaron's 12 rivers, which will take this to the next level up. Then there's another set of sequences that we're going to introduce in a more exercise Qigong module. We're going to introduce that, I hope, maybe even next week. So now remember, if you're sitting, which you may well be, we're just going to take it down the legs. If you don't have a tapper, you use a loosely clenched fist. And if you do have a tapper, you can reach your legs very easily, especially when you're sedentary. Makes it very easy to go all the way down, all the way up. And the thing is, it's very, very, also tapping is really good for joints. And joints are often a bit of a problem when we get older. And tapping the joints strengthens the chi. And chi gets stored in the joints of the body. This is the thing. So that's one of the reasons why when we're depleting the chi from our kind of lifestyles, which is our lifestyles are very against energy. Okay, we just leech it all the time, like social media, overthinking, rushing around, not doing qigong, and therefore the body will start to take it out of everywhere to keep it in what I call center command, which is like, the torso of the body, which is where everything's going on. Okay, so it'll be drawn in. That's why we start to get problems with our skin and our hair and our heads and our joints. So then we just tap our lower backs. Then we just say hello to our kidneys. We don't over tap them. They don't like being bashed about. And then tap your upper shoulders. You can do it gently. Again, this is when using a tapper is so helpful because you can easily reach. And then tap over our heads again, gently, 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 gently. You can use the tips like that. This is really good for memory loss. Remember, Chinese medicine is all about prevention. So part of the idea of being a wise elder, which is really what we're focusing on today, is that the trick to the aging process is to keep your body healthy, to stop it getting sick in the first place. And that's why we practice these qigong. Strong bodies full of qi are much less likely to get sick than ones which are not. And then the name of the game is to gain wisdom through one's life, because that is the upside of getting older, that you get wiser. So to be a wise elder, you want to keep yourself healthy and pain-free and symptom-free and gaining wisdom. And that is the name of the game. So now we just twisted our waist. So again, just don't over twist. If you need to sit down, you can still do this from sitting. This is fine. Everything so far we can do from sitting down, like this. You can tap up onto your shoulders, slow it down if you feel like it's all going too fast. It's actually very nice. Qigong is very much about slow, considered movements, so we don't have to even go as fast as I was going. You can just twist like this, twist like this. Just to let you know, this class is aimed specifically at the wise elders of the group, older, more fragile people, because otherwise I never get the opportunity to show you how to slow the movements down. So guys, please ramp up the movements if you want to. Okay, so now we're going to go to our healing sounds. Again, we can do these from sitting. Just go to your fingertips. And what we're doing here is, now that we've got the qi kind of moving around the circulatory systems of the body, and we're now breathing, and we've got rid of the stale air. What we're looking to do now is add in some very lovely vibrations. And when you're not feeling well, and I talk to patients about this, they go, can I do Qigong? Is it safe? When there are instances where probably you shouldn't even be doing that, this is what you do. You start with the breath and you start with the healing sounds. They are incredibly powerful, and they're very, very sensitive and very delicate and very easy to do no matter what your state of health. So even if you're bedbound, we want to do healing sounds, okay? So we just simply take our fingertips, tap over our lungs. We're going to smile. We're going to think gratitude. We're going to think white. And we're going to make the sound. Hi, Lucy. Then we're going to go to our heart, going to think red, smile, think love, think joy. Remember, these thoughts are very important, okay? Where the intention goes, the chi flows. We want to get you to your higher self, the higher vibration of the human. And actually, this is what we are cultivating every day of our lives, so that as we get older, it gets better because we've got more time to cultivate these things. So with this, we're going to go... Then we go to the left-hand side, the left of your body. Again, you can do this sitting down, and we're going to tap just under the ribs. We're going to think yellow, and we're going to think trust. Sorry, we're going to think yellow and trust, and we're going to smile into our spleens, and we're going to go, Then we're going to go to your right-hand side, your right. We're going to think green. We're going to think kindness. And we're going to go... And then we take your hands to your kidneys, which are here. Remember, all of this can be done sitting down. We're going to think sort of inky blue / black, and we're going to think wisdom. Wisdom is the name of the game, okay? And we're going to smile. Then we're going to rub our sides. This is the other side of fire now. So we're going to go still red, still love and joy. And we're just going to rub our sides and go... And now what we're going to do with these healing sounds is that the reason we do them is because in Chinese medicine, the organs are responsible for everything, your mental health, your emotional health, your physical health. And we've got to strengthen the organs. If you strengthen the organs will look after you. And that is the name of the game. We do it with breath, intention, smiles, laughter, vibration. Okay? And these healing sounds are like probiotics of qi. And they really start to work. This is the real marbles going into the bottle thing. Each day, growing, growing, growing. So now, because we're working much more on the higher spirit of the human, which is very important as one gets older, because the spiritual world can start to open up as the physical world diminishes. So we take our 2 fingers like this, we hold them over our third eye, close your eyes, breathe and smile, love yourself. You're in a safe place here with us. And we're just going to go back over those healing sounds one more time, and we're going to go and then just take your fingers, go to the top of your head, just tap. This apparently is where the soul exits the body when we die and we go into energy. We take all the wisdom with us. That's apparently what happens when we go into pure vibration. All of the wisdom and the higher self that we've been accumulating over the course of our lives exits the body on our last breath. So the idea is that when you're focusing more towards the more elderly aspect, like the right at the very end, we want to start working towards that all the way through our life and cultivating the higher vibration of the body and cultivating this wisdom every single day, so that we're preparing ourselves for the next phase. That's how the masters would view this. So back to the here and now. Now what we're going to do is, having got this, have you noticed this sort of gracious energy that gives you? The body feels in tune, it feels kind of upright and happy, and this is what we're after. And so then what we're going to do is superimpose laughter into this. So for this one I am going to sit down, so I'm just going to adjust the camera slightly, because obviously when you're laughing you're putting quite a lot of energy into the body, so you might want to sit down, but standing is absolutely fine if you're well enough to do so. But all we're going to do is flood the qi of the body with really intense endorphins and loads of breath. Mantak Chia, the Grand Master, said that laughter Qigong was the best breathing exercise, second to none. Out of all of the thousands of breathing exercises that Qigong will teach us, this is the very best one to do. So never mind about the fact that you're going to be laughing at the phone. Just laugh at me and I'm going to carry it with you, okay? And do your very best to laugh, even if it feels a bit forced or strained, and even if it feels a bit tiring. Just give it your best shot and do what you can, okay? So, ready? If you could tap your tummies at the same time, even better, but don't worry if you can't. Just keep laughing. If you need to laugh silently, that's okay. Jules, aren't you supposed to be writing a joke? There we go. So notice yourself, check in. Everything's going like this. The best exercise. And let me tell you, this laughter Qigong, which has become a bit of a thing, has literally changed my life. I have no idea that I could be A, so funny, or B, find things so amusing, and C, and probably most importantly, that the knock-on effect that this has had to my family since we've been in lockdown has been amazing, because I'm happier. I'm just happier because I'm laughing at my phone every morning for like no reason. And if I can do that, then the slightest thing that actually is funny just really makes me laugh. And now I find that we just sort of joke and joke and joke all day long, and it just peppers up the energy. And it's making my home genuinely a nicer place to be in. And even if it isn't, it's making me feel like it is. And that's the most important thing. So it's a really good exercise to do. It's also quite useful to kind of tap your belly. Like people used to roar with laughter and like thump their sides, you know, with their belly laughing. This is why it's really good for you. See, healing's lovely. Right, okay, so now we've got a really lovely endorphins going on in the body. So what we're going to do now is we're going to hook it in. So this exercise is called turning at the waist. Now this one's a particular one when you're a bit older that you've got to be really careful. So people that know what you're doing, let me just give you one demo so that people who are not wise elders, we're going forwards, and the intention is to go as far back as you can forwards, okay? That's what we're doing, right? But when you need to be a little bit more sedentary, which is here. Okay, so hang on. Let me just foreshorten that a bit more. There we go. Right, so this, you just have your hands on your lap and just do this, okay? What you need to do is get your intention into the body. Where the intention goes, the chi flows, okay? That's what we're after here. So we're not after some like this, okay? You've got to just go slowly, breathe into the lower dantian. So put your hands there just to remind you, breathe and smile. And just slowly kind of like rock around the center of the body. We've just been laughing. The intention of this is to get it down into the dantian, okay? All the energy of the body is made down there. So we want that laughter in there. We've done some really lovely work. So far, the beginning of the class is about clearing out stuff that doesn't serve you, getting rid of it into the lymphatics and the circulatory system so it can get excreted. That's that bit. And then we start breathing in nice air, healing ourselves with these vibrations, strengthening the organs, laughing into the body. And now what we want to do is we just want to get it deep down into the energetic center of the body, and just so it's like your body is like pivoting. Okay, so that's if you're feeling particularly like you can't like leap about, but equally if you can, let's just do a couple where you want to go forwards and back and stretch and like really breathe, smile. We've been laughing, keep smiling. It's nice. I know our lives are tough. I know. I've been in clinic for 20 years helping people, and every single person has hard times in their life. That is life. The purpose of life is to gain wisdom through adversity. Okay, let's just go around one more time. Wisdom is the upside of adversity. The more adverse the situation, the wiser one gets. That benefits the soul. And the idea of the wise elders is that soul vibration is actually the currency of life. That's what we're after, okay? Because the more learning that you get in each lifetime, the higher the frequency. This is like the concept of nirvana, that you are happy. And it's not just about some perceived moment in the future. It's right now. If you can navigate tough things, then life feels a bit easier when it then gets easier again, because you've been through a tough time and you've learnt the higher virtue of the situation. So when we're doing these exercises, rather than worrying, that we're looking for trust, rather than anger, we're looking for compassion, rather than grief, we're looking for gratitude, and that we're transcending these negative emotions with something higher, and it's called spiritual practice. And these kinds of Qigong exercises will help take you there, just simply by doing the exercises with me every single day. So now what we're going to do is we're going to do the lifting the sky. So again, I'm going to sit myself down. Please stand if you can. And then what we're looking to do is we are lifting. So breathe in, lift, breathe in, and then push down, breathe out, breathe out. And breathe in. Let me just stand up now. If you can stand, you want to pull everything in and then down, breathe out, pull. Everything here is pulled. Smiling down into the dantian, smile. What we're now doing is you've now got everything down into this dantian. We're now moving it. There's an energetic circuit which goes up the front and down the back. It's like one loop, okay? And this is the basic circuit of the body. Breathe. If you can, go up onto tiptoes and down. Please don't worry if you can't. You can absolutely do this sitting down as I showed you. Breathe. Go up onto tiptoes if you can. Pull everything in and down. Breathe out. And then you sit. If you need to, reverse it. Breathe in and go up. And down. Breathe out. Enjoy this lovely feeling. This is so good for your body. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. And then what we're going to do is this exercise is called Ironshirt Qigong, okay, and it's an amazing breathing technique which basically it's like filling your body like a balloon with oxygen, like filling, and you're literally wanting to sort of like push oxygen into every single cell of the body, okay? So again, we can do this sitting down, but just to give you the technique, when I say open, your hands, which will be like this, we're going to go open. So we open up the body. Imagine the breath going into every single joint, every single tiny little cell of the body. And when I'm going like this, that means breathe. And when I'm going like this, it's just keep pushing that breath, okay? Keep breathing in as hard as you can. It takes practice, so I'm going to take it to the extreme, but it's something to just aim for. When you can't breathe anymore, then of course just relax and let it go. Don't overexert yourself, but it's a wonderful exercise. Again, we can do it sitting down. So, open, breathe in, and close, breathe out. Take your attention inside, maybe close your eyes, breathe in, open. Breathe out, close, relax. Just enjoy the feeling. These deep oxygenating breaths are so good for the body. They're very relaxing. Breathe in. And close, breathe out. Now, when you do these lovely deep breaths like this, it's incredibly good for the body. Remember, oxygen is the #1 healing modality for the body. Everything can be healed with oxygen, but we're just not doing it properly, okay? So I'm not making a false claim and saying oxygen is going to cure you, but this is grassroots stuff. So allowing oxygen into the body in a controlled way is incredibly powerful and extremely good for your chi. So the next exercise is really, again, if we're a little bit fragile, what we're looking to do, let's just move this one out of the way. The ultimate exercise here is you're having your legs apart and you're putting your arms up and down. That's what we're aiming to do, okay? But a lot of elderly people aren't able to do that. So if you can stand, all I want you to do is take your intention and push your intention down through your feet. Just imagine it pushing. You don't have to do anything more than that. If you need to sit, same thing. I want your intention in gear. Where the intention goes, the chi flows. Send it down through the balls of the feet here, okay? This is where you've got digestive organs. You've got the spleen, the liver, and the kidneys are all down at that area of the foot. And I want to send that intention down because we've just moved it around this microcosmic orbit, and now I want to like elongate it down to the root of the floor. So just send it down, send it down. Push if you can. If you can actually physically push, just do as much as you can, even if it's just a low level of pressure and a low level of intention. If you can stand, same thing, just push through your feet, and if you can go up and bend, then complete the exercise. But you don't need to go up and to bend in order to get the benefit, okay? You can send it just by pushing out. Now breathe, push. We're just getting those key digestive organs into gear. Now we go to the more the sort of the cardiovascular end of the Qigong, because everything we've done so far is relatively gentle and nice and soft. And of course, what we're looking for when we do an exercise class is that exercised feeling. And these next two movements are going to give you that. So regulars, I know if you know these movements, please you just crack on and go all the way through to the depths of the process. But if you're sedentary or you've got impaired mobility, then what we're looking to do, let me just get this right. There we go. So this is the swimming dragon, and you can do this from sitting down. So what you want to do is have your arms in prayer. Ideally, you want right angles in your joints because you want the joints to move. We always want to articulate. Moving joints, what's it? Oh, Jules, what's the expression? My goodness me, there's loads of famous expressions in Chinese medicine. The hinges of a door never rust. Moving hinges never rust. There we go. Right, moving hinges never rust. So when we're dealing with joint pain, it's very important in order to prevent it, to keep those joints kind of well articulated and full of chi. This is why tapping them is so important and bending them. Now, if they're starting to get painful, then this is when we would tap them as well. Go more gently in the Qigong class, but start adding, say, gua sha and some of the other techniques and tapping that we're talking about in the Q&As as well. But for the purpose of this exercise, we want to go as far as we can into prayer. But if this is what we can do, then this is totally okay. Get your intention in, go into the line of the center line of the body. Your dantian, this energetic center, is here. Try and pull the body in as best you can. So just like imagine yourself kind of pulling in with the muscles. Have your hands in prayer, and then we're looking to twist. So we want your hips going out to one side, so just imagine them going that way, and then lean the other way. What you're going to do is create a very gentle S shape in the abdomen like this, and then you simply are going to slowly move the intention the other way. So now the tension is more this side. Now I'm not actually moving my hip, I'm just literally allowing my hands to go the other way. Now when we do this from a standing position, we tend to go a bit faster. But you see, when you're sitting, all you need to do is slow it right down. Close your eyes if you want to. Focus on this middle area of the body. This exercise is really good for the kidneys. And the kidneys are all about the aging process. And the kidneys are all about wisdom. Breathe. So just sitting and doing this really slow swim is going to be incredibly powerful for your body, even if you can't stretch yourself further up and down, which I will show you in a minute. But let's just do this to start with. This is really powerful. Now, what we're not doing is like la da da da. Oh, hang on, let me just make a message. Blah blah. No, our brain is in gear. Intention. Muscles are in. Muscles are engaged. Your intention, your focus is down the middle of the body. and swim. You're a dragon. It's called the swimming dragon. Imagine yourself like a dragon. They're strong, muscly creatures. Okay? Magical creatures full of mystery. And they're swimming. So imagine yourself in a current or swimming against glycerin, swimming in a current. So you've got to imagine that the muscles are working. And breathe and just slow it down. Now, if this is the limit of where your movement is, that's absolutely fine. And if this is the limit, this is fine too. What you want to do is pull in your tummy. Now, with my tummy pulled in, I can feel the S shape down here, down the middle of my abdomen. I can feel it's going on. That's what I'm after, okay? But if you can go deeper, the great thing about this exercise is it's absolutely brilliant for pain, for strengthening the kidneys and the spleen. It works on every joint and fascia. It's the most amazing exercise. If you're going to do something like elongate this exercise, once you've got the hang of this little set that I'm teaching you, these last two, if you want more of the exercisey benefits, these are the two. Just repeat, just go over and over, just do them, just go into yourself and just breathe and allow the body to get into a rhythm. Bodies love routine, they love rhythm. We don't give it to them very often because we're all rushing around every day. But they like it. And then just, if you can slowly go down. Again, you must stop at your limit. But now this is moving more to the upper back. And taking it down. Depends on how far low you can go down here. But you can, from a sedentary position, go all the way down. And you're getting that S shape now, really deep into the abdomen. And then just take it back up. And again, work with the possibilities of your own body. But what you'll notice when you do this every day is it will start to open. Aches and pains in shoulders. This is a really good treatment for opening up the shoulders, because especially in lockdown, none of us can get massaged, assuming we could in the first place. But this exercise, this is the exercise that sorted out my shoulder that got me into Chinese medicine in the first place. Gua sha was the beginning of the entry, but doing this every day stops me needing to even gua sha it, because it just gets right into the joints. And if you can, you take it all the way to the top. But again, please don't, if it hurts, you just take it back down here again, okay? Just stay within what's comfortable and possible. And I'll just show you all the way to the top. And now I'm quite slinky with my S. There we go, and then up, and then you just bring it down. There, now I've really worked my shoulders from doing that from sitting, so I'm now gonna show you the same thing from standing. And again, please, you need to work with the parameters of what's possible in your body. So we're just going to have our hands in prayer, hips to one side. And again, you just slowly, slowly hold your tummy in. You're bending at the knees. Slow it down. Only go as far as you can go. Please do not hyperextend, do not overexert. You can stay very much at the beginning where I showed you, from sitting down and working around the abdomen, until you eventually take it down to the floor. And then take it, whoopsie, sorry, not used to doing it this slowly. And then taking it back up again, like this. And this exercise, particularly for an older person or for somebody, anyone who's got energy levels which are low, and you're weak and you're tired and you just don't really think you can quite do it. This exercise, just do this. Do the healing sounds and the tapping and this. Repeat, 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 repeat. It's so good for you, honestly. So that then takes us to the final exercise, which is really probably the one that's the hardest. Sorry, why am I moving that out of the way? Oh, sorry. Right, let me put that back again. Right, now this is going to be the harder, I'm going to show you this exercise in its full extension first so you can see what we're aiming to do. So the idea is you need to hold something. So I've got a couple of crystals here, but anything will do the trick. I've used Trini stacking pots, and I've used socks, I've used mandarins, and I've even used potatoes. If you have nothing, don't worry. The idea is you want to keep your hand upright, okay? And the idea of this exercise is that you're going to bend at the knees, and you're going to do this really big stretch. This is what we're after, okay? This is where we're going with this exercise. Regulars, please carry on, because you know what you're doing. Okay, I just want to give you the full sweep. You're making a big circle, and then an S, and you keep your crystal or whatever you're holding up the whole time, okay? And then we just do the another one. And you do it on both sides. I absolutely love this exercise, okay? This exercise is very good for you, but it's obviously quite a stretch. So that's what we're after. Let's just break this down. Let's say we're sitting, and let's say we've got impaired mobility. So what we're going to do is you're going to hold your crystal, and if you can't even do that, then just hold your hand up, okay? And then we're just going to make, regulars, please carry on as we were. We're just going to make that movement with our arm. And then you go to the other side, so just take it to the front, take it round. And by the way, if this is the limit, then just do that, and then just bring it back round to the lap, okay? But if it's not, if you can, take it up. So this is why you have your little, take it up. And just making that shape. Pull in your tummy, and then slowly but surely you can start to extend the movement. So again, from sitting, this exercise is so good for you. It's so good for your shoulders, for your abdomen, for your joints, for your kidneys. Kidneys, okay? The aging process is all to do with kidneys. Strength, energy of the body, chi, life force, vitality. Feeling like you can wake up in the morning and get out of bed and go, woo, what are we doing today? As opposed to, oh God, I'm tired already and I haven't even done anything yet. Kidneys. And these last two exercises, they are exercises, okay? You can make these quite vigorous. Let me stand up now to the more advanced people. So if you have a bit more mobility, then you can make these more powerful. You can bend, and you can breathe, and you can stretch. Oh. And they are really going to work the whole of the body. And breathe. And if you're looking to kind of trim your figure, and you're looking for that kind of exercise feeling from these classes, that's what's going to do it, okay? Those last two exercises are the ones that when you start to self-practice these ones, do them for longer, okay? Just do them slowly, but really get your intention. I mean, I can feel my pulse rate's gone up, and I've got that kind of dewy kind of perspiration from just those couple of minutes. And you just need to add that, and then ideally go out into nature and go for a gentle walk or a stroll, any kind of low impact. That's what we're looking to do. But I can't emphasize enough how important and vital Qigong is, especially as one is getting older. Work preventatively, work to keep the body well, look after the low-level signs and symptoms to prevent them getting a foothold in the body. If they don't get a foothold in, more serious things don't then go on and develop, which is why all these practices are about prevention. And there's never ever an age where you are too old to start, okay? That's the emphasis of this class for you today. So thank you very much for joining me. Just to say, we always finish with our tappers and just tap our body. Meditation, definitely straight after Qigong, 100%. Technically, Qigong, you really do they used to do it after meditation. So they'd meditate, and then whilst they were still meditating, would practice Qigong. And that's really why the emphasis of these lessons is for me to teach you the sequence and for you to then be able to know how to do it, to go outside into nature, to do this practice outside, to go for a walk, to be in nature, to harmonise yourself as much as possible to the outside world, okay? Because that's what's so good for the body. We have come out of the natural world and we belong in it, even though we're all living in houses and many of us in cities. So thank you so much, Wise Elders, for joining me today. Thank you, regulars, for your patience as we just introduced the more slower end of the movements to everybody. Don't forget the lovely Jasmine is doing her amazing sound bath meditation, which is absolute heaven at 12:15. That's followed by my meditation, which I have to say, having listened to Jasmine's sound bath, I can barely speak. But if you want to join me and meditate together in the blissed out sense of post singing bowls a la Jasmine Hemsley, then do join me at 12:30. And of course, tonight we are launching the Hey You 20,000 exciting party. What is it? It's a celebration because Hey You is about to hit 20,000 followers, and we are launching a party today at 2000 hours, and I will be giving away 20 products, and I think there's going to be a discount code as well. So thank you all for joining me, and I will see you later on.